Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our little mini-sode here on TFRO. We're going to try and go 10 minutes if we can. We've got a few guests here in this one, though, so we may go a little long like we just did on Claymores. Thanks to our sponsor, the Miami Sharks, Major League Rugby team, coming to South Florida in 2024. Hopefully everybody watching will go and click that QR code and get some tickets bottom right-hand corner. But we are going to focus here now on the FCC Championship game coming up this Saturday in Bradenton, Florida. We're going to focus on FSU, defending champs. My memory's terrible.
Yes.
I think so, right? Defending champs. We've got Mike Gomez, Sam Williams, and Austin Morris. We'll start with the infamous Mike Gomez, who I think eats and drinks more rugby than anybody I know in the state of Florida. Mike, to give us a sort of overview on this season, and you've had some tight wins. Obviously, I think 3 wins by less than a try. But you've come through and you're in the final again.
Yeah, and losses by a try, or less too. All the games in the FCC being super tight.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good season. I thought it was a fun season for sure. We definitely had a lot of numbers, and that contributed a lot to our success. I think was having, not only guys who were starters, guys who were like fighting to be reserves, but then a whole other side to go against those 20 guys at training was pretty great. And a lot of development. Our biggest contributors during the season have only been playing this year, or maybe last year and this year playing rugby. So I think that was big. We had, I think, 35 players play meaningful minutes throughout the season. So we had a lot, and we had a lot of contribution from freshmen. So that was great too.
Yeah, how many guys back from that 15 that started last year's final are back this year?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
that started like maybe 5.
Well, that's great to see. That means you guys are producing talent. Obviously, you always mention the numbers being so good. You have your second 15 that's always playing as many games as possible. I know you guys had a few cancellations this year against some visiting sides, but still managed to get them plenty of action. Austin, tell us a bit about yourself as assistant coach and how you feel this season's gone.
Yeah, I'm happy to be part of this club. Obviously, I'm an assistant coach, more specifically with backs, and then early in the year, trying to work on individual skills with players, and I'm happy with the way it's looked this year. Had quite a bit of turnover from last year in some important positions, and so that turnover mostly from graduation, but having a lot of new guys get through this and play, I'm proud with where we are. I think last year was a great test of every college team to see who could actually get together after not being affiliated with their universities the year before.
Yeah.
And this year, just as much a test for us to prove that we deserve to be at the top as we proved that we were last year.
We got Sam Williams with us. Sam, tell us a bit about your rugby history and where you play and how this season's gone for you as a player.
Yeah, so a whole lot of development. I just feel like I've been trying to get to practice and learn something every time. I mean, that's the whole reason why I wanted to stay with it in the first place, because I sucked at it, and I wanted to be good at it. So that just came with hard work and dedication. And I think as far as the team goes, like my coaches said, we lost a lot of guys, but we also had a lot of new freshmen coming in. We had like Danny Bennett and Aiden Wingert. They really stepped it up, I think. I mean, Aiden at our fullback position, they really stepped it up where we needed it. And so it's really good to see us starting to come together and starting to work as a team. But as far for me, just continuing to learn, continuing to develop myself as, a rugby player.
I'll give Sam a shout out there real quick.
Go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, Sam obviously is a second-year player. He started in that same position last year, and he's the only back that started every match of this spring. Some from injury, some from trying combinations, but he's the only back that started every single match this spring.
And this is
your scored every single match.
This is your first spell playing rugby, Sam? Or did you play high school or?
No, sir. I started. It's actually a funny story. I started because I was at the FSU gym, and some guy I forget his name, but he had a broken leg, but he was playing rugby, and we were talking about our wrestling history. I wrestled pretty much majority of high school, a little bit of football, and we were talking about that. And he's like, "Man, you like rugby." And so the next day, I went out for rugby, and haven't turned back since. So that's kind of where I started. It kind of just went out on a limb. I wanted to get connected to the university and meet some like-minded individuals, and that's exactly what I found. So
awesome stuff. Best game in the world. Charlie showing some highlights of your games this season. Now, you didn't get to play?
Sorry. This is from last season.
Oh, this is from last season. Okay. You guys didn't get to play USF in the regular season, right? Was there some kind, or did you? And then they got the forfeit. You guys?
No, we lost 16-18 to them.
Oh, so it was a tight affair. Mike, what do we remember from that game, and how can you get the edge this time?
They're a really good team. Like they're one of those teams that has big, strong forwards and then really fast backs that can pass the ball. So, just play better rugby than them, I guess. Right? They're good. What do you want me to say?
Good stuff. Yeah, these are some highlights from last year, you said, Charlie. Okay, well, it's been great that the games have all been live streamed this year. I haven't got a chance to watch any of them, but it's been great, I'm sure, for your families and also for
you could watch them on replay.
I was going to say, has that helped you with scouting?
To be honest, yeah, a little bit. I personally myself haven't had the time to put in the effort to do it, but the 10 or so 15 minutes that you get to watch, it certainly helps with player recognition, I think. I mean, you can just look at Rugby Explorer, watch the film, and then come match time, a kid's name. And I think that helps grow the game when you say, like, oh, hey, what's up, Segundo? Like, I know you. It's like, oh, hey, I see you scoring a lot of tries. Like, that's cool. But I mean, I've known Segundo for a while, but that's besides the point.
Mike, is your coaching staff just you and Austin? Is that it?
And then we have Cody Boswell as well. He comes out.
It just seems
helps out with the forwards.
Players, having so many players, just so little coaches. Why is that? Nobody wants to coach with you?
Yeah, you want to come out, Charlie?
I'm pretty busy down here in 305. So,
are you? That's why there's no kids team.
Anything?
Give him some grief. Well, it's also exciting this year. You guys get to go to a bowl game, right? And play. Tell us a bit about that, Mike. Whoever wins on Saturday gets to play a little bit of extra rugby.
Actually, both teams are going.
Okay.
Yeah. So whoever wins on Saturday will play Sacramento State, and then whoever loses on Saturday will play Fresno State.
And those games are Texas?
Houston, Texas. The Fresno State game is Saturday at like 2 p.m. Central, and whoever wins, that game will be on Sunday at 3 p.m. Central in the Aviva Stadium, home of the Houston SaberCats.
There you go.
Experience.
I'm going to throw a political question in here to Austin, not rugby politics. How disappointing is it that you can't go and play for a national championship?
College rugby is such a confusing thing. I played – so I'm from Tennessee. I played for a high school club there. I played for a small college in Southeast Tennessee. And we were part of NISCRO back when that existed. And that doesn't even exist anymore. So college rugby is just a confusing thing. And I still follow teams from Tennessee. I saw how well University of Tennessee did last year. And realizing that half the teams are under one body and the other half is another one. Like, it's a bummer, but it seems like there's not a great end in sight because both of those organizations want to pull all the teams that they can into theirs. So I'm happy that we have something after our conference championship this year compared to last year. So we'll take a positive, but yeah, the fact that there's no playoff thing moving us forward, sure, that's a bummer, but one step forward is better than nothing.
Yeah, Lensgrove kind of turned into NCR. And they I don't know if you saw the open letter they put out this week to USA Rugby, basically saying, get your shit together and make a decision. Either let us run it, or figure something out yourselves, and we'll have to see how that goes down. But we've asked everybody this question, obviously, with our sponsors being Miami Sharks. I know Tallahassee's probably a little closer to Rugby ATL, but Sam, is there a lot of MLR interest in your team? Has some of the guys been up to Atlanta for games, or do you perhaps want to come down from Miami and check out the Sharks when they get going next year?
I would love to personally, but speaking for my team, I feel like I've really only heard. I mean, I know Angus Kelly. I mean, he got injured in the UF game, I believe. And so
good player.
Yeah, wonderful player and an amazing guy. Yeah, no, he's an awesome guy too. And I know he was talking about he was going to go play for an MLR team, I believe. So, but I don't think it was down in Miami. We had a conversation at the social, so you can imagine how well I remember that conversation. But yeah, he seemed like to have some interest. As far as the other guys go, I haven't really heard anything. I mean, I would love to play if given the opportunity, but my job right now is kind of uncertain, so I don't know where I'd end up. So I don't even know where, that would be logical for me to do.
Yeah, I think it's just good for the entire state of Florida, no matter whether South Florida, Central, or North. I think just getting the exposure of having a team here and hopefully they get an academy going and put some money into the union and get some representative stuff going as well, just to see the talent we have down here. Because Charlie and I talk about it all the time. There's a lot of hidden talent down here, especially at the college level, that doesn't always get seen, which is another great reason this bowl game is happening. I think is to get you that exposure. I know we had like an all-star thing. I think it was a year or two ago that a couple of our guys played in, but to get to go to a bowl game like that.
2019.
Maybe that's when it was. Yeah.
FCC all rep team.
Yeah, nothing of that this year, Mike. Maybe next year for an FCC.
Yeah, maybe next year. Maybe next year.
That's a great way to get seen. Well, boys, best of luck. Safe travels down there. I know it's not too far for you guys. Go ahead, Charlie.
I want to hear Gomez about Miami Sharks because he was putting some faces.
Oh, I was definitely lost in my own thoughts, man.
Oh my God! Pay attention, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, you got to take on USF in their backyard, so they will certainly.
Right.
Hopefully, you guys can bring some fans down and balance it out there, but not too far, not too bad of a trip for you guys as well.
It's 5 hours. It's a big one.
Not too. Yeah, it could be worse. You could be playing down at FIU again.
Yeah.
In North Havana. All right, boys. Well, again, safe travels, Austin, Mike, Sam. Thanks for joining us, and best of luck against your backwards rivals, USF against FSU, on Saturday in the state championships.
Yes, sir.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Defend that title.
Yeah.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.